A San Diego police sergeant is expected to survive after being shot in the Forest Ranch area. It is 6 a.m. on this Friday. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Neda Irampur. This happened just after 11:30 last night in a shopping center off 4S Commons Drive. It's where the Ralph's grocery store is, and we have team coverage for you this morning. CBS 8's Alex Lai joining us live at Scripps Memorial Hospital in La Jolla. That's where the SDPD sergeant was taken.
But we begin with CBS 8's Chris Groh, live at the shooting scene with everything we know so far. Chris?
Yeah, good morning, guys. And look, this is still very much an active scene. We've got officers that are just outside this plaza. It's been shut down. Investigators from the San Diego County Sheriff's Department inside that plaza because they will be taking over this investigation. In fact, we spoke with the Sheriff's Department, who confirmed to us that after this suspect opened fire and hit the sergeant, that there was a shootout that happened right after that.
After he shot at the officers, multiple officers discharged their firearms, shooting the suspect. The suspect was hit and went down at that location.
So let's go through the timeline right here as best we know it. 10 p.m. San Diego police got a report of a stolen vehicle. 11:30, that's when the sergeant and other officers came here and approached that stolen vehicle. When they did, they were fired upon by the suspect in the driver's side. Now that sergeant was hit, but then multiple officers fired their weapons and hit the suspect. As you just heard, that suspect went down, was taken to the hospital, and later pronounced dead. Now, what we're being told so far, again, is that parts of this plaza will be shut down for several hours. In fact, if we come back out here live for this investigation, you can see that we are having this entrance and exit right now that is reopening, though you could still see some of that police tape closer to the actual shooting scene. We were told that this plaza would be shut down for around 6 to 8 hours, at around 4:30, so it could be until about noon that we see this fully reopen. Now, of course, we do know that there are a lot of folks that work in and around this plaza that would like to get that information. We'll be sure to update that both here and on CBS8.com. But for more on the status of that officer, that sergeant that was wounded here in this shooting, we turn now to Alex Lai, who's live in La Jolla at Scripps. Alex?
That's right. The sergeant was transported here to Scripps La Jolla, where he is now inside. San Diego Police Department just posted to X saying that the sergeant is expected to survive. So we know that he is in serious but stable condition and are very relieved to hear that he is expected to survive. And in that post, they also thanked other agencies who helped respond to the incident. According to Chief David Nislight, the sergeant is in serious but stable condition, and they know that he was shot in an upper extremity and again is expected to survive. We also know that his wife is with him right now next to his side inside of the hospital, and we heard from the chief about how San Diego Police Department handled the situation.
You know, this is a very dangerous situation, multiple rounds being fired at officers, and so, the officers did a phenomenal job tonight. Obviously we have a sergeant in the hospital. That makes me emotional, but the officers did an amazing job tonight.
And we heard from the chief that the sergeant has been in the police department for around 6 years. And at 6:30, we will hear from Chief Nislight about how he is fed up with this is the third officer to be shot in the San Diego Police Department within the last 12 months. And here live at Scripps La Jolla, we have seen at least 6 patrol cars coming into the parking lot outside of the hospital and also going inside of the hospital. So we will be here all morning long, keeping you updated as we get more information and on the status of the sergeant. Out here live, Alex Lai, CBS 8.
Oh, we are so relieved that that sergeant is expected to survive. Thanks for the update there, Alex. And again, we know this is a lot of information, so we want to recap everything we know right now. A San Diego Police Department sergeant shot in the shopping center at Forest Ranch just after 11:30 last night. There's a Ralph's there in the parking lot. There was a shooting between the sergeant and a suspect.
It all happened after a stolen vehicle investigation. The suspect is dead. The sergeant is in the hospital and is in stable condition. The 4S Commons Town Center, as we heard from Chris Groh, will be closed until about noon today, so please avoid that area. Stay with CBS 8 for the very latest on this breaking news. You can also get updates on our website and our social media pages.
This morning, that man is in custody after a tense confrontation and a chase. Look at your screen here. See him approaching the officer. We're told the man is accused of threatening someone with a screwdriver. You see him approaching the San Diego police officer there. It happened yesterday afternoon on Newport Avenue in Ocean Beach. This video was shared by Connect San Diego. In the footage, the man appears to ignore an officer's orders. He then gets into his truck and drives away eventually. Police tell us a short time later the suspect ran over a spike strip they put down near Sunset Cliffs and West Point Loma Boulevards, where he was later arrested. And today, the man accused of threatening to carry out a mass shooting at a local elementary school is expected to appear in court. 38-year-old Lee Lohr is accused of threatening Shoal Creek Elementary and Carmel Mountain Ranch 1 week ago today. This is in Poway Unified. When an officer interviewed him, he reportedly said, quote, he wanted to shoot up the school because it is where the neighborhood kids attend school. Neighbors who live near Lohr's mother's home told CBS 8 Lohr is ex-military. According to state records, he is a former security guard. He is currently being held without bail. A bail review hearing is scheduled for today. And new this morning, the University of San Diego now facing a second lawsuit over sexually charged hazing incidents in their football program. Freshman wide receiver Colin Murphy says he and other freshman players were forced to watch and perform sexual acts in front of older players. If he did not, Murphy said they would face punishment. Another former player, A.J. Perez, also filed a lawsuit on the same incidents. Perez left USD 8 days after he showed up for his first day of practice. Murphy also left the university before his first semester was completed. Newly hired head coach Brandon Moore says he reported the allegations immediately. In a statement to CBS 8, a USD spokesperson said the university is aware of the new lawsuit and is investigating.
And now take a look at this brand new video that we're getting here. San Diego's Chief Border Patrol Agent Patricia McGurk-Daniel says this shows a group of 75 people crossing the border wall near San Ysidro this week. They were reportedly guided by smugglers. McGurk-Daniel says, quote, criminal organizations continue to use people as pawns by placing them into dangerous situations as a means of pulling Border Patrol resources away from our law enforcement mission, she says. And we just learned overnight, Ped West in San Ysidro is closing again. This starts tomorrow morning, so a big heads up to everybody crossing the border. Just reopened about 3 weeks ago. Customs and Border Protection saying they're going to move personnel to help Border Patrol agents with taking migrants into custody as more people come to the border. CBP hopes to offset the closure by opening more lanes at the pedestrian east and Otay Mesa crossings. Okay, Evan, let's get a check of that forecast. So many people have plans. I think holiday parties can be outside.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they absolutely can be. Here's the thing that we have on hand is for every afternoon to come through the weekend, for Saturday, for Sunday, and even for today, really, a lot of sunshine in the afternoon hours, temperatures above average, warming up through the weekend. But we're dealing with a couple things on hand. For starters, right now, we have some fog to kick off the morning. You see how visibility is reduced out there. But on top of that, we've got some cold overnight low temperatures. Right now, upper 40s, low 50s, very common. Those will be very common throughout the weekend as well. So look at Ramona, half a mile of visibility right now. Oceanside seen some significant improvements at 7 miles, and Imperial Beach is at 5 miles of visibility. Temperatures this afternoon are in the mid and upper 60s, just a bit warmer than yesterday. And keep in mind, average is 67. So we'll be right around average as we get to this afternoon. In some cases, a couple select spots will be slightly above average. But Santa Ana winds are going to really strengthen tonight into tomorrow. We see them pick up in particular into the early morning hours of Saturday. Take a look, 44 miles per hour for Julian at 8 a.m. tomorrow, 38 in Campo, 36 in Ramona. Those winds stay very breezy across the mountains and foothills going all the way through the day on Saturday and then die down on Sunday. Weekend beach forecast is going to be a beautiful one in turn because all that warm, dry air heads to the coast. So Saturday, 71 along the coast, 73 by Sunday. Sunny skies out there. It's those overnight lows that we're more concerned about. Upper 40s is why you'll need the jacket to start off the day, and then you'll be able to peel off those layers as the day goes on. Into next week, after those Santa Anas die down on Monday, temperatures will be hovering right around average, if not slightly above average, and we'll incorporate some clouds through the morning stretch before moving toward afternoon sunshine for each of those days. Pretty comfortable 8-day and even 10-day forecast that we have out there. Just keep in mind it's cold overnight, and we have some fog to start off this morning before moving towards sunshine. Let's take a look at traffic. It's 6:10 on the clock right now. I want to take you to a couple things that we start off the morning with. First that we're going to begin with is a live look outside. This is what we see along along the southbound 805 at the 15. Volume starting to pick up on our roadways. Definitely morning where people are getting out there for the commute. Taking you to one crash that did just pop up. This is the #1 lane blocked on the 805 southbound at Main Street. Looks like there's not any major delays in either direction. A crash earlier in the Chula Vista area was leading to some stop and go traffic. You see that in the top left corner of your screen with that red on the 5. That is now clear, and so we're starting to see some improvements there in the Chula Vista area on the northbound 5. We also want to take a look at border wait times as we start off the morning. San Ysidro Port of Entry right now about 110-minute wait, so you're nearing about 2 hours at the San Ysidro Port of Entry. Bit faster at the Otay Mesa Port of Entry, going to run you about an hour 30 in total. And we also want to let you know about a traffic alert for this weekend. All southbound lanes on the 125 are going to be closed for a few hours over the weekend, happening from Spring Street to Troy Street, 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. tomorrow. So that overnight stretch, crews will be fixing the guardrails there. You'll be detoured to the westbound 94. You'll exit at Lemon Grove Avenue, then turn right to the eastbound 94 to get back to the southbound 125. Netta, Eric, back to you.
Evan, thank you so much. And stay with us here. We are tracking the latest developments after a San Diego police sergeant was shot overnight.
Plus, new information on who the UNLV shooter was targeting and why authorities are telling people across the country to look out for letters he sent. And make sure this isn't your kid's Christmas stocking. This isn't in there. The toy that's being recalled after several deaths.